All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back. This is part two. If you didn't see part one, you'll want to watch that first and then bounce back over here. I put a free link to part one right there in the description box for you in case you missed part one. So this is part two, and we're literally just going to pick up right where we are. But one thing I should mention is in these specific messages, these are the ones where I leave on the comments. And if you guys want to type the word heal in the comments, that gets you entered to win for Monday. And every Monday I go through and I randomly select somebody as a winner and I do a storytelling for them on Monday. So I forgot to say that in part one because this got long and I had to do a part two. But technically now you guys can enter to win on both of these videos. So kind of ups your chances of winning. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Luminous Marina, you're so awesome, girl. All right. So I want to just take a look at where is our, in this case, Queen of Pentacles. Where is she going? Because she's all about manifesting. We talked a lot about like the kind of like mindset that she's got on this. We have the Sun, we have the Nine of Wands. We have her, I think, really starting to get excited as she is letting go of the thoughts of the thing that had hurt her, the thing that was upsetting to her. And we kind of already touched on that in part one, so we don't need to rehash it. She is like really getting her happy back. She is clear on one thing, which is like, I feel like I'm coming back to life. I feel like, wounded warrior, yeah, but happier than I've been in a long time. I think this queen is starting to feel joyful. I think she is getting really clear on the things that she like missed out on or the things that she hasn't had in a while. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is I've got choices to make. For a while, she didn't feel like she had choices. For a while, she was just stuck. She was stuck in a place of hurt and pain, and it was really hard to think beyond that hurt and pain and that wrong that was done to her. Now that she's in this headspace of, no, I have choices to make. I can go different directions. I can do different things with my life. That's the part that's exciting. That's the part that's like, I think giving her a lot of joy and giving her this perspective that I can definitely pick a different path. So we were talking about her manifesting, and I kept getting this image of like castles. And I just have to say, this looks very, this is kind of like a more of a tip of the hat to like Venice because of the masquerade masks here, or the Venetian masks. But we have these, columns and pillars that are very, it's all made out of stone. Well, that's not traditional, architecture. That comes from grand palaces and such. So I almost think that she's saying, no matter what I manifest, is going to be grand. It's going to be great. It's got to be like, I don't know. I feel like she wants to step into like the upper echelon of the world. She wants to go where grand things have occurred. We have a Page of Pentacles sideways. She still is asking herself, how do I manifest opening up a door? I'm excited about this concept, but how do I manifest opening of a door? Who do I talk to get myself into like a different, I'll say, strata of life? The Hermit in the reverse, she's like, I know I need to do exactly that. I need to interact. I need to rub elbows. I can't be silent. I have to go out and I have to like interact. So let's say, for example, she is manifesting by using some kind of a vision board. And whatever she puts on her vision board is going to be a menagerie of all these different things that she cares to like have in her life, or the kind of life that she pictures she's wanted for herself. And maybe the reason she's going for something that comes across as more grand is because she was stuck for so long. And, sometimes when we get stuck for so long in one energy, we feel like we miss out, and then we want to make up for lost time. And so we want to go bigger and brighter and we want more. This could also simply be that she's more authentic with the truth of it is, I always thought my life was supposed to be lived in a certain place, or with it's a certain, style to it. And I haven't had that. And now I'm determined, I'm hell-bent that I'm going to get it, because for too long I had absolutely nothing. Now I'm going to have what I really think should be mine. Sometimes, because we had that Justice card at the end of part one, when we have been dealt an injustice and we know it and there's no way around it, sometimes that's where we get a bee in our bonnet and we say, I'm not about to take this crap anymore. I deserve better. And that's when we really stand up and become our own best friend, and the person who champions us forward and our own cheerleader, and we push ourselves to say, I deserve a heck of a lot better than that, trash that I ended up dealing with, that hurtful experience, that that was just a dumpster fire. Like, I don't deserve that. I deserve something better. In fact, I deserve the life I really want. And sometimes when we get fed up with not enough is when we really start to like rise and reach and be even more gregarious and going after the things that we want. And this says, she's saying to herself, I need to be not somebody who waits for someone to come along and treat me fair, not for somebody to, who waits for someone to finally recognize that I deserve something or that I'm a hard worker. No, instead, I need to go out and I need to be more bold. I need to knock on doors myself. I need to open up the dialogues. So I see her being much more of a go-getter when it comes to what she wants in her life. Queen of Cups upright. All of this says she really wants to pursue things that her heart wants to give to. Happiness, love. She's not like, oh, I deserve, what's mine, so everybody get out of my way. I'm going to go get what's mine. That's not her attitude at all. She is saying, I've worked really hard and I'll continue to work hard, but now I want to work hard for things that I genuinely love. So if I'm going to start like opening up doors, knocking on doors, I'm going to let people know point blank, the reason I'm pursuing this is because this is my big dream. I would love to give to this. She's approaching everything with this really beautiful energy of, no, I want this to be my world. I want this opportunity because this is what I would love my life to look like. I think she's going to be really, I don't know. I would think people would want to deal with her and work with her if she's trying to open up doorways for herself for a dream come true, some kind of a job she's wanted, some kind of like opportunity that just not everybody gets. Sometimes, I mean, maybe she is going to take a trip and travel somewhere and say, I really want to go into that castle. I know that, usually guests can't go and, look in certain nooks and crannies and crevices, but I would give anything to be able to do that. And just by her sweetness and her sincere desire, she may get a pass. She may meet certain people that otherwise would never have spoken to her or nor would have spoken to anybody else, but they'll talk to her because of the way she's approaching. This is her opening up her own doors in life for the things she really wants, but she's doing it not with a battering ram, but with like this sweetness. I think that is such a wise character. Four of Cups. And it is because I missed out on certain things. And so that's why I know how important it is to not waste any more time, to not feel like I've been cheated out of things, but instead to pursue the stuff that I love, the things that I want. Right out of the gate, we knew she was going to be like the strongest character because she's operating from this perspective, like I hold my life in my hands. This is the world that I walk through. This is the life I can create. I don't have to wait. And I don't have to take second best, and I don't have to take crap, and I don't have to settle for things. I can actually move forward, and gosh darn it, I'm going to. All of this says like she's a character who is motivated by loss to achieve the things that she wants, but it's not out of sorrow or bitterness anymore. It's joyful, and it's to level the playing field. It's not always a bad thing to look at the things that we've missed out on or the things we've been cheated out of, if we can do it without that bitter twist and that chip on our shoulder that says, yeah, well, the world owes me something. Instead, it's like, I owe myself the opportunity to pursue things that I really want because I didn't get some of those things. And I don't want to like miss out on these things. I think that's the better approach, or that's certainly what we see working for her. So it is the better approach for her. Four of Swords, the Lovers, the King of Swords. Well, what do we have here? We have a new lover coming in, and I have to say they could be suspiciously similar to the person of the past. The one who says, I was supposed to have been with her. They could be a lot like that person of the past. They could be the same like zodiac. I don't know if it was a Libra who did her dirty before. It's just we saw that Justice card. But this could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It could be a Gemini specifically. But it's somebody who could have a certain This is, again, like we're working with the balancing scales. The next lover that she has is she will meet on this, whatever this adventure is, where she's pursuing things that she wants to have in her life, and she's opening up doors for herself, and she's talking to people she never would have talked to before, and she's able to open pathways that were never open to her and probably wouldn't be open to anybody else but her, because she's knocking on the right doors. Whether this is career, whether this is where she's going to live, the way she's going about doing things, she is starting to have success. And then when it comes to love, the other thing that needed to get balanced out was to fully like release and heal from the thing that happened in the past. It's weird, but the universe is like saying, yes, we're going to, well, because of your own attitude, you're attracting somebody who will have all of the attributes that the other person didn't have to give to you. So they may remind you suspiciously of the person you didn't end up with, but this time they'll offer you all those things. Lovers is a card of choice, and because it's Gemini energy, it can be the twins. And I can't help but think this person is going to be so much, they could even look a lot like her ex, but they're going to be a completely different energy. And I'm not saying she's trying to replace her ex. Oh, just give me somebody who looks just like them and it has their name and I can get right into that old pattern, but this time they'll be nice to me. No, it's going to be a different person. But I am saying that the balancing of that justice card, the balancing of the scales, could bring in somebody who has such a similarity, but in this case, it's everything that she didn't have before. You know, sometimes we are, let's say she dated the wrong twin, more or less, is what this says. You know, and it's like, oh, wow, how could I have fallen for somebody that was missing those critical components when what I needed was somebody who had these components? She might not notice that this person even reminds her of the ex. It could just be somebody who offers her everything that she did not have before. And it may be later on down the road that she goes, oh my God, I honestly, their name is the same as my ex. And it like didn't even register because they're such a different person. But this is like the universe has just balanced something for me. This is like the final like laying down of the burdens and realizing that's why this is playing out this way. All of these energies are only possible though because she decides to move on with her life. If she had stayed hurt, if she had stayed bitter, she would not be opening up these new doors. She would not be having this newfound like love for her life. She would not be meeting somebody that erases and replaces the situation of the past. It's only because she is brave enough to move forward. Do we have any final messages on this? We have that blank card, which is always, for me, it's the card that shows us, you know, the same person on either side. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse, and we have the Eight of Wands upright. This is her finding the life that really does match what she's thought it was supposed to be on the inside of herself. She's going to be living the life externally that is exactly the life she was supposed to have. She's not going to have to look and quest forever and, you know, find all kinds of different options. She's more clear than ever on what life she wants. This is her moving forward with like direction, which I would argue is still one of the best ways to manifest. Have a pretty clear image of what you want it to be. It doesn't have to be down to the color of the house or, you know, something like that, but you do have to have some kind of vague idea to take action in your life. A lot of this, even though we talk about manifesting and even though we talk about the universe in this all began with her taking her life in her own hands and saying, I'm going to create. Now we create with the flow of the universe, right? With our life force energy that is a gift to us. But she allowed herself to say, what would I really want? How do I want to change my world? She had to still have the drive, right? So all of this has still been her saying, what if I lived externally the way I secretly am living in my head, the life that I think I would want to have? What if I started to pursue that and make it become a reality? What if I went after the job that I really want, even if there's no reason why I should get it, but I'm going to go talk to the right people. And guess what? I'm going to be the person who gets that job. You know, I'm going to put myself on the path and I'm going to be, you know, lovingly gregarious about it. If she does those things, it says she's actually like projecting forward and she's putting actionable steps into making her life what she wants it to be, and she gets results. She's living the life that is real for her, for what she always knew she was actually supposed to have. I definitely feel like she was supposed to be more wealthy. She was supposed to be somebody that had less struggles. It's not like anybody's supposed to struggle or not have enough, right? But in this case, there was always some kind of like, I don't know if she had like a past life connection to something that was like denied her, and in this lifetime she's finally getting the life that she should have had. She's being treated with like more of the respect and kind of like the quality of life that she was cheated out of at one point in time, and she's getting it in this lifetime now. That's kind of what this feels like because of that karmic justice card. It feels like there is more at play here, that is like we're finally closing out big cycles for her, and we're setting her on the path that always needed to be course corrected. It's kind of an amazing message for her, for getting the life that is supposed to be hers. I want one more here and then one other deck. Two of Cups. She was never supposed to be in kind of a wishy-washy relationship, or that certainly like the person that she was giving time and energy to wasn't the right one for her. The person that is right for her is the one she's welcoming in at this point. Let me get one last card here. Three of Cups. Right down to friendships and interactions, like the kind of people that she'll have closer in her life from here on out are going to be individuals that like there's a sincere and heartfelt emotional bond with. I just think her whole life is leveling up in such a beautiful way. It's more colorful, it's more, glamorous, it's more fun. It feels like her life is about to get, it doesn't mean she won't still work hard, but it'll get easier because she's working on things that she really wants to do. I don't know why, but I feel like she could become somebody who's like famous. You saw that she was in like beautiful, kind of like samba outfits. Granted that deck is like a Caribbean deck, but I'm wondering if she is somebody who is like going to become someone who's a performer, or somebody more in the public eye, or someone who has like a life path where they could become, I mean, maybe they do wear grand costumes, maybe they participate in like kind of a more, I don't know, this feels fun loving life than what she has had thus far. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate all of you guys. Really, absolutely love hanging out with you guys. Sorry, this one got a little bit long too, but nice to see you. Mrs. Bobby Sissy, great to see you. Small TV, thanks, babe. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up. But Donna, thanks for being here, babe. Luminous Marina, lots of love, honey. Hey, James. Andy Coco, I love your name. 11-8, great to see you. Nemo, hi, hun. Oh, Justin, I don't actually give any advice, sweetheart, but I always wish you nothing but the best. I hope that I always think we all are so empowered and we make our own choices in this world. So I always want the best for everybody. And I certainly send you lots of support. But no, I don't give any advice. I'm not qualified to do that. I'm just a fictional storyteller, sweetheart. Who that? Hi. Anna Banana. Hi, hun. Travis, great to catch you. Whitman Clan, love is legendary. Feeling my soul. Gemini Twin Gang. Bruise like violets. Wonderful to see you. Look at that, Violet. You matched with and tied with Luminous Marina. Hi, Louise. Great to see you. Hetty, it's a pleasure. Tina's just passing time. Great to see you. All right, you guys. Lots of love. I'll see you again soon. 11-8. Thank you so much. Wendy, thanks for being here. Team Polgar. Hi, sweetheart. Shout out to you in Australia. You guys take care. Mrs. Bobby Sissy, you are such a love. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, take care. Bye for right now.